Let's bring out first, Sentinels!
And you heard Elizabeth before she gathered all the fans, asked some questions who you think's gonna win, and oh man, it's a partisan crowd here, Ender, for Sentinels. And it feels like G2 might be walking into some hostile territory.
Ever so quiet, could be the one to start the round, and he does pop off with 2 fast ghost shots. Now they're trying to sort out where the rest of the members of G2 could be. They've creeped in so quietly, and now they have sight to themselves.
Tried to fake plan at the beginning to see if a swing from Sentinel is going to come out.
Spike planted.
Oh, Zelsis. Oh, he gets him. Util out. The timing is there. Narrate through the paranoia. Gets the right click that counts. And now it's up to Trent. The post plant, the reason they have the Teo.
Now trying to go onto this tap. Trent trying to move forward. Bang onto that tap. The swing for the first tap. And now this swing, he's sticking it out so far into the spike and gets the full diffuse. Quite often successful with the stinger buy, and now attempting to rush towards his B site.
That TP's back to A. Jogamo in the back of the site, but Bang is very much so ready. Gonna get swarmed, and he wants to go for more. Thinking he may have the positioning. Very fast move from Sentinels here to reposition and get set up for the protocol and retake.
They're staying as a group, closing the gap. Could be very deadly against the retake of Sentinels, who only has a judge on Zelsis too as a weak weapon.
The W key has been a huge advantage for G2 on this one. They just pushed right into the site, running over anything that was in front of them. This is where the Stingers may fall flat, though, to the Bulldog on the other side of the swing of Sentinels coming through as a team. And it's going to be a find, and it's going to be a kill for Zelsis. They're able to... Oh. We saw it coming. It was just a matter of time there for Zelsis to be able to get at least one. The timing's going to be good, but the distance a bit too much for the judge to follow up, and that's going to be John Cutie on the other side for the pincer move. Now 4v2. It's going to be tough for G2 to even get into the site. Not going to happen.
They're ready for it. They got 3 players out here.
So close. This is going to be tough. I don't know if they can both get out of this. No, they cannot. G2 pressing in so fast, and it was Sentinels in just that awkward window in timing. It's like G2 is going to be trying to do this the entire time. They play a little bit slower. They find where they can get through the armor of their opponent, and then it just looks so easy once they get the spike down.
Still good util for Sentinels, though, to move back into the site. Bulldogs being picked up. They have Salvos and Paranoid to start flooding towards the elbow.
Pop flash from Nagamo to see if they can retake this space, but nobody's engaged enough for him to want to take it. I think they back up here.
And speaking of information, you start with the dimensional drift. A flash to come across.
Oh my gosh. Just straight to the back line. They're expecting it somewhat, but you know Zekin's going to try to do something crazy here. Leaf goes down, but so does Zekin. I'd say this is obviously leaving Sen in the 2-2 across the map, and if they don't lose anybody else, are looking pretty good here. G2 patiently waiting to get in. One off of quite a few ultimates could easily solidify this round for them.
And that's why they wanted to stay back towards the spawn. What type of moves are they going to do here on the defense? And they react to it. So far, reacting correctly. Moving inside this B side, it's open for now. It's been stalled a bit by some counter salvos out from Sentinel's side. And finally, John OP's going in for the plant.
Spike planted.
They get that down. G2 becomes so much stronger in this position. You already see Trent starting to back up. Armageddon could come in just a few of these kills, but he's got the salvos first. The retaliation now. They try to stop the entry back into the site. Sentinel's still thinking of which way to get in, and they cannot cover each other on these shots. The spams come through. All right. Now we get Jogamos. Oh my gosh. Zekin with the Guardian. We saw him doing the same thing just yesterday. Jogamo creating disruption. Looks like G2 slipped past again. They've definitely picked up the pace in the way that they're taking the sites overall. Just the game pace for them has been picked up here, and Sentinels cannot seem to get in front of it just yet.
But with losing Leaf, they're forced to play inside the site.
TP's it? No, does not time it correctly. That's 2 for Trent on the Armageddon, and he is just racking up the points right now. It's enough by waiting down a minute and about 20 seconds here. What will they have to go for? They pressure cook the clock down to 30 now, and Jonah's going to get that plant in sight and feeling good about it here.
Oh no! The salvos drop Zelsis, and that's the pit down. The idea was him to just stay alive so the rest could rotate over and use the Rolling Thunder, but now
they're just ready. They're already reading this play. They saw it before Sentinels even wanted to do it, and Zekin got shot in the face through the wall there before going down. So he's limping around for the rest of the round here.
But now put Sentinel, thankfully, silver lining is that you did have a half buy on that previous round. Now you have a full rifle round, and you could still have an outcome with the Rolling Thunder available, but G2 wants to press it forward. Split into the B site.
Going into the aftershock, they're just playing ahead of their own game here. I love it. Trying to catch the opponent off guard. Sentinels react really nice. They still have an anchor on the site, but do they know about Jogamo? Do they know about Jogamo? Rolling Thunder comes out, but it's already been routed on the back side of the site. This leaves John in such a tough spot now. Pincer down, and the rest of Sentinels picked, again, just deja vu. 2 outside the site. Can't do anything to get back in. Zekin's gonna give everybody a little UAV situation. 2 from screens. They start to hop back in.
Nice stun.
The swings aren't happening together though. Almost these 1v1s being created. Trent from the outside, ready to hit that aggression from screens, and it's just Sentinels falling like flies on this one. 1 left, bang, trying to do what he can. Too much surrounding him though.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh, John Cutie.
Time and
Jonah P.
Trent.
John and Jonah. The shots come through, and Trent's gonna be able to do it. Oh my gosh. Strategy ready for it. Zelsis, oh, he is just not having fun with the salvos today. Trent has his number. Clone in, or drone in, narrate takes down Jog. That's actually a huge one to be getting right now. If Sentinels can just slow this down and take a breath.
But Plant now has Rolling Thunder available here for Jonah P.
Oh, fault line should just go right past Valen. They could work off this together. Zekin waiting very far out. There's one last one they could hopefully get in. Oh, they smoke off actually where Zekin's going. Kind of pulling the attention of G2 away from that for a moment. The kills now towards site, towards elbow. It's going to be John Cutie coming in for the kills. And they're not even going to need the other person on the flank there. Sentinels not get overrun by something like that. But now having controls a little bit faster for Sentinel side. That's the change on this round. They didn't have this before. Oh, the timing! And it's actually going to be just low on Jogamo's shot. Zekin retaliates beautifully with that shot flick downward. As the site trades come in strong, they do find Zekin towards the top as Valen tries to reorganize where he can be and what will be the safest in this 2v2 or 2v3.
Big flank from Zelsis.
Just looked away, the timing's there! Chooses the wrong target and Valen hits his.
Now they could take their time though for G2. Valen they're from the shadows. So if it has to come down to these trades where it might not work out for them, he could always TP away with the spike on his back.
30 seconds left.
They're gonna have to keep Sentinels guessing and force them to
smoke.
peek out.
This smoke is crazy.
Didn't see him, just snuck through. But with that though, if the spike comes for a plant, John Cutie has his salvo, so they want to dodge off that first.
All right,
Double
they're just
faked.
Yeah, double fake. Just getting everything they can out.
10 seconds left.
Plant for Trent so he can get another point towards Armageddon, and they get to post-plant position here.
And the TP was just to get John Cutie away, so he can't really get in range for the salvos to delay the plant on B.
One shot from Trent. They saw it. They know where Bang is. Easy play here. Trent backs up as far as possible, making it almost... Yeah, Armageddon comes through. You're not even going to get a chance to get onto this spike yet. Next tick gets the salvos, and you still have Valen just around the outside playing a little game of cat and mouse here with Bang. The guys stay home. I mean, they even play that on Icebox too. And they have Trent for Sova. Wait, these shots coming out immediately. The speed on A again. Sentinels forego attacking this for a few rounds and then try to deliver the punch once again here. Up a member after the fight.
But under Paul, Sentinels doesn't seem to have had the best conversions and man advantages. G2 walking in for the contact, spotted by Narrate.
Smart play by Narrate, beautiful flash, beautiful teamwork. Bit of an extended high-low there, but they do lose each other as G2 figures out the play.
2v2, drone still available. That's gonna spot John Cutie towards the screen, so they isolated one. Zelsis still has a window to surprise one, and now they just got both spotted.
Player standing.
Up to Trent. Zelsis, we talked about winning so many clutches previously before. Can Trent, however, have the firepower for 2 of these members? Oh my God!
See if he can spot some feet.
Oh, he knows, but he doesn't have the aim anymore. Not just aesthetic on that one, as Zekin comes in with 1 of the kills. It looks like G2 is actually trying to swarm the site, get in there to help Leaf, but do they need to help Leaf that much? He gets sorted out, and they will get the rest of the members there of Sentinels.
Spike's been given away here for Zekin to get the plant, to get closer to the dimensional drift, and we'll put that little check mark there for a dub.
A long-range 2x scope on that Jogamo. Just stinger from across a site that looked like they're trying to get in with a few more stingers. The deadly push coming through, and then Narrate's going to be able to answer with the classic, but it is not enough. Coming from Narrate, that was from mid, that fault line we just watched Jogamo jump out of. So they're trying to activate from across the map. Leaf ready to deliver the mail, and he gets 1 down. That's going to be too far for the Bucky, but the stinger comes out strong. Another headshot coming through.
Time to jump.
We see Jonah P go down as Zekin finally answers the situation. They have to limp into the site now. Actually, not too bad. Zekin's still pretty healthy off that engage.
Last player standing.
Oh, and heck of a swing there for G2 trying to combo that. It's up to Valen now.
30 seconds.
Almost won.
Oh
the
my.
second. He's got the distance. Classic. Oh! Who has kept him at bay from what his performance was yesterday. That's for sure. Let's see if they can get themselves back into the action here. A really nice site take towards A. Sentinels kind of has to stop giving G2 that respect. We hear a lot of teams say it. You just got to move a bit faster, more aggressive, and Bang is all over that.
All missiles away.
Into sight. Tempered engage for now as G2 drops in for a moment. There's so much util to be fighting in the orb. The fight in the smoke, or rather the wall, as Leaf and Valen are just taking down the members trying to enter into the site, bottlenecked as they try to get through here.
No time.
And there it is. You see no movement from G2. They're not buying that a distraction just yet. Jogamo hopefully getting the drone work. Drone on drone action, ships in the night crossing. Now they just sit. Behind the column, the util keeps them protected for now, but Jogamo is trying to let them know where is the in the window to get back into this. Leaf's in sight, so's Valen, so's Jog. They just surfaced from nowhere. See behind their plays. Stinger by for what could be the final round here as Sentinels try to keep themselves alive, and Leaf just snuffs Zekin as he sprints up mid.
And that's what makes it annoying, trying to play a judge inside mail. Thankfully, those Sentinels have control of B site, but they're fighting with Stingers long range.
Bang playing a bit of a game, but knows it's death at the top of that rope as he bounces back into sight. 5v3, or if you're looking from SEN, the 3v5, as they have to hold this one. Signatures are up, more smokes there for Valen as they can create their own angles that they want to be looking at when they re-enter the site. Just waiting on the go button here. You can see Valen discussing what the next moves are. They're very happy to see those Tejo salvos. I think that's going to pretty much activate what they want to do here. Just a 1-2. Where's the third? The punch comes across, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Do they know how many will be around?
Yeah.
The flank splits up. Valen with 2. Classic. Easy as they just come around the corner all willy-nilly on the side of Sen. But Zelsis is able to push forward. Everybody's getting a little tricky here, as they don't know where the full capacity of each team is, but they're still trying to seek each other out. One more trade goes through, and very low health here for G2 to get back into the site.
Hilo is too good at the start for G2. Both players of Sentinels are isolated, though.
Oh,
Enemy remaining.
just gooped on there, and they have to get now to John Cutie. Takes down 1, turns, almost gets this 180, but it is just going to be a quick classic. They have Kitchen covered. He's going to be right under the tube. Leaf making the stinger sing, and he does it again. A third one, knows it's going to be Jogamo! Stealing that away, impossible ace.
Flawless in this round to try to tie things up. But look at this push from G2.
Was expected on both sides. Bang is so ready in a third one. Trent knows there's going to be more of a fight here. He has to get out safe somehow. That swing, Bang finds a 3rd kill, and is going to get a 4th point for the ultimate on this round. Leaf is getting pretty close pretty quick here. Not waiting for the team, he just goes for the swing. That was an abrupt stinger swing for sure. And now we'll just see if they can take down Jog here as he gets the defuse. A nice round for Sentinels.
Yeah, you're trying to do as much damage as possible, pop damage, so that Jog will get one-shots across the board. That
Yeah.
would take down actually 3 of them. There's that first with a headshot.
John Cutie answers back. It was a heady play. They're not even thinking about it. Oh, there's the timing. Oh, Leaf turns at just the last moment. You have to be kidding. And now they're forced to push into sight. G2 know they have a lock on where the rest of the members are, basically, and they are going to give them space before the retake. Oh, yep. How many spams? How many shots? This smoke. They try to break the smoke without any utility. And just on the other side, Sentinels waits with open arms. Another one for Zekin.
In front of orbs so that people can't really run forward. You'll need to find that information first with a recon dart, because you could just brute force your way through
Yeah.
with the salvos and fight for trades. And now you see an eco coming out for G2. They tried to go for a peek towards middle. Couldn't do any damage there. And Sentinels, they could just min-max the orbs, min-max some kills, and build up their ults here in the next round.
Pressure towards A does not seem like it'll be used too much since B is taken, but Sentinels are really gaining control of the map here and not giving up that space when they know they have the better weaponry. Gets himself to safety on that.
And he wants to play an aggressive position here on the top of the site. One pick allows for him to get the lockdown, and you can trade out these ults.
Thrash goes through. Bang is able to start returning the favor. Lockdown almost gets thrown, but it was in such an open position. It's instantly thwarted. And now the 2v3. G2 still have stopped the plant, but now they'll have to look to get the defuse as Zelsis throws it down on the site.
And this should guarantee it for Sentinels. Zelsis has his own lockdown, and if it has to come
Yeah.
down to that, they push them back, and then you have a pit from Bang. So the last 2 players of G2 definitely already falling back, because they could just wait this out for Sentinel. The wall could come back up, then they have to pit
Yeah.
for the pulse plant.
I thought that was going to be coming in much later. Zelsis' kill comes in now onto Trent, though. They're waiting patiently for Zekin and the team to push through. They know Sentinels want to take a bit more space here. It's going to be tough to all hide on that B main, and Valen starts to collect another head on this. Sentinels falling left and right as Leaf finds another, a third, and possibly a fourth, but no, it's Valen. Leaf, it's a full house between those two. So it's almost going to have to be a reset for these signatures. The salvo is the skills.
This is the biggest fight right here.
Faked him out with the up and down on the wall. Jonah P gets a beautiful kill on the lurk, but they still have to worry about Bang making his way towards middle. Seems like G2 already has A sorted, and it should not be a problem for the time being.
I mean, you've lost all that space towards the garage,
Yeah.
and now you're wasting time too, staying as a group, and Jonah still has a snake bite to
30
work
seconds
with.
left.
So if they're trying to push and engage back towards B main, he could still stall and delay. Walking towards middle, the alarm bot's gonna come up, and G2 should be ready for this still.
They just drone towards A. So G2 should know they can all start to rotate out. Yep, finding themselves the clear here. Oh no, he puts his weapon away! Neri goes for the util. Bang and John Cutie aren't ready. Jonah P grabs 4 as Leaf collects the round. Maya laughing, and Captain's like, okay, we need to do this, we need to do this. Like G2 may be feeling different, and Sen needs to shut that down now and find their momentum, find their flow state. Leaf starts off here with the first blood, but Bang answers back, or Bang gets answered rather. Still the fight towards B. Drones clears. This would be the back and forth that Sentinels need here. They need to stop this economy of G2 and get themselves back in. Was it this star? Yes. What star do you aim at? What star? Throwing Mosh over towards the spike. No, over towards back so they get dispersed from hiding on yellow. It almost works. Sentinels is so ready for the trade, though, as they reposition and take down G2. A little slow down from Jonah P. Playing very close, though, for the unknown here. Ooh. Oh my gosh, Celsius goes down. The paranoia kind of locking him in, I think, for a second, not realizing what the situation was.
And that's a spike too. Now being picked up, but Zekin cannot really TP away, so it forces Sentinels to push inside
Not
B.
again, not again. Keep the guns out, Narrate. He goes down, 2 bullets left for Jonah P. Again, he still peeks. Help just over the shoulder as Sentinels try to reorganize. How do they get back in? Bang, looking for that opening kill.
This is gonna be so difficult. They have Reckoning right away from Valen. He gets dropped, but they're still at a 2-player advantage for G2.
Tried to play the up and down wall. John Cutie in a great position here. He's pressed a little bit forward, but they can't really help each other in this situation. It's going to take solo star power from the positions they're in. Leaf on one, and the second one's not going to make it. The dance around from Jogamo. But beautiful insert positioning. Sentinels knows they don't have any of that coverage behind. They'll be forced to work forward, but I feel like they're almost good, not almost, but they're almost ready for this position a lot of the times, and good in the situation. Firing the Armageddon towards the backside. Well, they know they're going to have sight with Armageddon. G2 won't play in sight for that pain, but they will answer back.
Plant still goes down, though it missed.
Ooh.
Towards the front of Jenny.
Haven't seen that plant in a long time. It's easy to post plant, but oh my God, they're not even going to have to try. Leaf gets presented with a 1, 2, 3. Oh, jazz hands. Half defuse doesn't get hit. There's going to be some utility coming out here. Jogamo answers with 1, and we stay at half. 2v4. It's G2 trying to get these members back into the site as they're getting swarmed by Sentinels now, and it's just looking like too much for G2 to overcome. But Jonah P has 1, can't find a second as Narrate locks that in. Goes up, and they've really already taken the zone 1 of space here, so no problem. Of course, Valen will go ahead and connect with Narrate to start off on this pistol round, and that's huge. The Gecko util for retake is one of the biggest things you're going to want to have if you're bringing that to Icebox now, and it's gone for Sen.
Definitely seen a team like 100 Thieves on this map when they had that Gecko for the defuse, or the wingman for the defuse, rather. But this time around, you have to force the body on it.
Swinging in, Valen with 2 on the round, but he goes down, done his job for sure. But Bang, John Cutie, and Zekin are ready. Half defuse puts them in a pretty good spot here, but they still have to source out the rest of the members of G2. Very, very close. Oh, they can't get it. Leaf goes in and gives him a hug. The knife kill to come out as well, and it's not going to be enough as the salvos are already ringing true on the spike.
The stack that you have for Sentinels, it's not going to be the best. Maybe the smoke could help them so far, and it won't.
No. Just cleaning up left and right for this. Is they're actually looking to keep this one flawless probably as they go through the round to make sure it feels that much better.
Yeah, and Sentinels, you saw the flash coming out from Zekin. But he couldn't really flood outside of that smoke because Zekin was throwing a one-way on.
Very G2 of them to take down to 30 seconds in the round to make this hit. Dizzy on Dizzy, but I think both get shot on that, so they really don't get too much information, but it's Jogamo trying to go high. Bang's ready for 2 as he fires low, then high for that elevation change, and Sentinels eye on the prize here, hit all their shots.
Spikes down on top of pipes, it's so hard to go get, and you already have a double flank from Sentinels. Oof. Clean towards the end. Dude.
Tries to get in early. Oh, he gets denied again. G2, so many good reads on these plays that would completely stop what your opponent is doing. Reckoning's gonna start dislodging the site just a little bit. We've already had 1 frag go down as Jogamo makes it 2, 1 for each side now as Thrash is ready to pounce. Oh, it went too far, but he's gonna be saved by Valen. The teamwork is huge for G2, but Sentinels start to come back in, the 1v1 power that they can show, this prowess to get back in and make sure the clutch is theirs.
Valen Salvos are down for now and just came back up. So Leaf is the one that has to stay alive here.
Oh, the tap just misses. Bang gives it another sidestep. Almost a 1-2 for Trent.
It's not half.
He's been so good in these situations, Vansili. He's been so good in these situations, Vansili. Can he do it again? Half didn't even get hit. And he pulls on again!
And right now it seems that G2 wants to pivot a lot towards this A site, and that's spiked down though with this kill from Zekin.
Again, Spike's up top, so now they can easily keep a focus on somebody having to get towards Belt. And Zekin gives that up. They're not worried about just getting 1 shot. Spike getting picked up isn't worth losing another member here, so they reset, and now Sentinels enjoy knowing where the spike is. Have this good push into the pit. This B long fight's getting a little weird. Oh, Bang! Absurd. Absurd play from Bang. And they creep in. G2 is in the 3rd or 4th page of the scrapbook for this one. They've got to pull out everything with what they've lost.
And Sentinels gave up the A site
30
after
seconds left.
Jonah P died. You saw here that they were just playing inserts. The idea was just to get Jonah P up and try to break the turret so they could rework the map. But Sentinels gave up the A site, allowing G2 to turn it back in their favor.
John Cutie, pretty full on util here. Doesn't have the drone, so they can get back in with a bit of the concuss. But Valen just on the other side of the wall to play cat and mouse, and Zelsis finds one.
My ultimate is ready.
A bit of util. Yeah, Leaf is chocked full of util right now. Still has a molly to put on the spike as well.
And with this lockdown, Trent is just waiting so he can try to fall back with a few seconds left, potentially, so he could use the salvos.
Moving forward. They're actually trying to play this one a little different, Vansili. They want to play a different
Onside,
high-low. Oh, the separation and the angles, though, could make this so tough. That's one. It gets traded, but it's behind Trent now. Could he do it again? No, John Cutie! That smoke thrown out from Zekin is denying a bit, but Wingman's still able to make it happen. Zelsis.
With plot armor.
Yeah, somehow dodges all of that. It's just short enough. Ooh, the pressure defuse. Defuse Dizzy up, who's going to try to peek it, but that was a really nice concuss coming in from the side of Trent to try and delay all of this. The shot still missing there for a second as he can't get one to connect. Okay, Narrate says enough funny games, enough funny business. Let's get in here and take the round. For a moment by Zekin as he tries to recover a bit of the vision, and Zelsis underneath two with an outlaw on the full gun round back and forth. Screams through with a headshot on the round.
With Leaf not being able to capitalize on that frag on the A site, G2 has to tempo up here and maybe try to break a bit of util towards B.
The Zekin self peek here. This is going to be a play for him. He's trying to play some timing. Waiting off the util. It's one. Armageddon comes through and he tries to play within the fight. Zelsis picks up another one across the map as well here. Joggum was taking damage from this quite a bit. And now it's just trying to run the spike back, see if they can get to Leaf, and if Leaf can hold sight solo.
Bang was waiting at that spot. I don't think they heard the jump, so Leaf could actually bring the surprise.
Yeah, and they'll have Wingman plant, so two watching the angles if they need it. Whoa.
Almost caught with util, and that could have been dangerous, but
Yeah.
both players now for G2 in the pulse line are lower on HP.
That's an inside the sight plant, really. You can play a little bit far back on that, but it's got to be towards maze. You can't play up top, and I think just missed. Doesn't matter, though. Celsius with the outlaw finds a third one here. Return on investment, maybe? And Sen Narrate cleans up the round again.
At the very beginning, on the top of pipes, they're using it here to try to clear on the execution. There's the salvos on the left side, and Trent gets the opener.
Stingers flying through. I feel like it gives you a speed upgrade here. They've laced up, they're running it down, and it is going to be Bang. Oh my God, the 180, the 360, 720, Tony Hawking him. Zelsis takes down Leaf there. Oh yeah, saw an elbow there. Trent pushing forward. They don't know where G2 can come from them, how much scaling G2 has already done, and Leaf answers back. For this round, G2 feeling pretty good about the positioning, but still pretty hurt here to move through.
Only one person unaccounted for, and that was Leaf, and he's able to open up everything for G2 to trade back and get the player advantage.
Ooh, a quick thrash so he can pick it back up. Defuse, or plant Dizzy. Rinse and repeat. Spike actually went down for that, so they are not going to matter though. Valen's on the other side. We'll start to push them back. Just on the left side of that mosh, not going to be enough. To see if they can get themselves in here. Yeah, there's the reckoning. It's actually going to chase Sentinels all the way out, back down the stairs, into their spawn. And those circles can be seen here by G2 as they move in. You can see the focus right up towards screens and up towards that catwalk.
Interesting plan all the way in the back corner. I don't know if there was a misclick, but
I mean, this is good util. You can easily throw some things in here like Jonah P's. Oh no, Viper, his actually just went down. Wait, they're fighting in this right now. Viper's pit there.
Zelsis is defusing.
It's gonna be at 75%, goes down. That's gonna be at half now. Shots coming in from Narrate. He's up top, trying to play the jungle gym. Can he swing down? Oh my God, the Cove. It's the only thing that separates them as they stand shoulder to shoulder. And that's gonna be the half defuse. They get
Toxins going up. Finished.
That's a big kill.
G2 On these silent rounds, you got to give them credit. They get into some real crazy spots.
And Zelsis had so much value on flanks in the past, and he's fighting against Trent. That's the silver line. That's what's needed for G2 to stay alive and to win this round.
Zelsis 1v1s have been spectacular here, but it's two. He's going to have to come up big. There's the first one. Trent's going to turn, but he's going to have a second. Now the third, and it's not enough. Trent with the stinger. Close range is just too much, but it's the post-plant king here. Teho, Trent, ready to lock this round down. Armageddon's already passed. One shot comes through. It can't be traded back by Zekken. But it is Zekken versus Trent. He delays more time now, just trying to put the pressure on to Zekken. Is it possible? Firing to the left, doesn't know he's to the right. Zekken looks like he's got the defuse, and Trent's gonna hit the shot! P has to be the spearhead. Sees one, so the jig is already up on this fast rotation. You see Spawn, Sentinel's defense is already starting to lean.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Zekken takes the spike out. That's not gonna be the ult point Jogamo wanted for the Thrash. They deny it, and he's not gonna be able to use it.
Down B.
Huge kill, Zekken and Zelsis. The two Zs coming up big to stop that site take, and now the lurk in from Valen. It seems like they have an idea of where every member is, and Zelsis is gonna be able to get a lockdown on that too. Another one from Zekken before he falls, and it looks all too good here for Sentinels. The shot from John Cutie is the one that sends us to a map 3. We're going to Ascent. Oh man, not seeing too many on that. They know it's gotta be an A main hold, and they can take out the site. They should feel pretty comfortable getting back in. Oh, the swing through the smokes. It's going to be for Sentinels right now, and it is just Sentinels taking out G2 left and right. Trent still post-plant. Where else would he be? When else would it be on the round?
But I think he's main.
They're looking main because that's where the left shot was. Oh! The side steps from John Cutie.
Two in a fight towards B main.
What else would it be? A blood-hungry G2 on a stinger by second round. You have to expect it, and it's not expected from Sentinels. They get overwhelmed at B. Zekken even tries to peek out to do a solo shot, which would be a full team of G2 looking at him, and he gets the safety somehow with that dash.
Almost letting that shot with the outlaw, but now you have a player advantage out for G2 in the post plant. This time Trent is stuck inside the site, but they are closing that gap. Look at how close they are towards the staircase. Not too many chances to flood back in. You do have Paranoia and double flash though from Bang and John Cutie that could potentially open things up, and no, not yet.
Leaf is already coming through market right now. They just heard him, but it's not going to be enough. The stinger buy is again. I'm going to say they let him out of the site. It's a party. Oh, they're actually grabbing these orbs. They go on to Valen, so not too terrible with the ult accrual. As Leaf comes up with 3, Adventure 2 mid, so they can start messing with that wall for Zelsis as much as they want.
Yeah, refract, get the wall out.
Yeah.
Now you have a minute left, so you can work this site for the side of G2.
Jeez, John Cutie shuts it down for now. They got a bottleneck through these spots into the site here, and G2 is trying to figure out how they do that. It looks like it's just going to be dry on this one. Not much util to be used here at the second entry. Tejo's salvos just making them run silly on the side of G2 as Bang cleans up 3 with that site anchored.
To activate the hit for G2 inside the site.
Not much movement though. It's going to be on Jogamo, and he goes right into the smoke. They've realized the past few times that Jogamo is playing this, he is going into Valen's smokes 90% of the time when he jumps forward, trying to win that initial fight, and Sentinels has been playing there. Narrate catches that one. They see him, he saw it, and he was like, yeah, maybe not, maybe not. They do get it out though as the 0 point comes through.
And the other now, Leaf picked up an orb, now has the Steel Guard and to try to enter, and that's a skills through the smoke.
30 seconds
just as
left.
it drops. I think that might cancel the plans for G2. You're not going into this one anymore. All 3 of them walking back, and they'll try to save their weapons.
Be right back.
Oh. And he's ready. He's ready. They tried to get Narrate last time. He comes out on top, and it's not going to be a problem the second time. Jogamo, after 2, is finally able to sit Narrate down, but there's backup. There's John Cutie, and being low on HP means they back up. Sights are held. There is no reason to try to get a push here as your number's up.
And that's the thing here. You're playing against Sentinels. If you're going to miss a couple of shots here, you're going to lose that duel no matter what. Narrate clean on those 2 shots to hold and anchor up the back of this Defender spawn.
One
And with
enemy
18
remaining.
seconds left, Spike is down.
Spike down. B.
Leaf potentially has no choice but to save. Forced to fight.
It was perfect. And they're actually drawing him to
Paranoia?
the top side of mid there. The shots coming from Zelsis were so good to draw Jogamo's attention. And they want a little bit more towards mid. Zekin knows it only goes so far to peak numbers up, and they get back to safety.
Seems like we waited a little bit too long there for G2 to run through that smoke. Catwalk was open. It allows here Sentinels to get the Paranoia and pinch.
One enemy
Now
remaining.
it's
Okay,
gonna mention a flawless, but it's Valen in a 1v5.
Valen,
Bragging IGL.
1v5, and he has the site to himself here. B site can be tricky enough to get this win. He plants close to stairs, which means aggression? No, okay, he stays in sight. Just TPs towards the back. One Paranoia and a smoke in two to create the angles that he wants.
Not the best spot to be though. Narrate has Armageddon
Yeah.
salvos.
He's pinned himself. The tough part about this is you have to swing across the doorway once you get that initial fight, which gives your opponent that opening. I don't think he was seeing that first time. Yeah, they're looking right at him. Oh, he gets hit by the concuss. Half coming through, but he has the angle for the 1v1 on the left side here. He's waiting for the peek first. That's going to be the defuse coming through. A 4K for Valen in the 5. Yeah, a little bit of throwing indeed, but still the round is collected.
The phase one's still
Oh.
good though. Zekin opens things up towards B main.
A little bit of throwing into a little bit of owning. Kind of evens it out.
Yeah. And G2 hasn't really found the correct footing here on their attack side in the last 4 rounds. Leaf has still this Steel Garden that's been holding on for the longest time. Contact play, trying to find maybe a safe spot. Steel Garden is down. It's Zekin back to his form against Cloud9. Back into his dominant form on the defensive side on this Jet on Ascent.
And already looking to make more opportunities out of it, switching his position, staying mobile, and keeping G2 guessing. We still have 5 members of Sentinels, and they aren't over-rotating out of this either. Still holding. Know that Zekin has put a stop to this. All right, side open. Zekin looking for 4, but Trent's able to get the side swing on that one from lane. And now they organize around the rest of the members of G2. Trenton team trying to find a few kills before they enter site, hoping Sentinels would push a little aggressive.
Now it's 2 hero plays. Jonah P has to fight the B main against Narrate.
Last player standing.
Oh! He gets the short swing on Jonah P. Coming in from stairs, the swing out, the double from Trent, almost deja vu from Split. And that's gonna be Bang with the kill. Narrate's still alive. They'll give that defuse over. Man, what a stall here. This is gonna put G2 back on 30 seconds. Are they in control is the question, as they now have to consider mid is not the play. They only leave Leaf, but they're losing people on Cat.
Uh-oh. They're losing people everywhere for G2.
Falling like dominoes on this one. Jonah P is able to get one trade back, but John dashed in. Jogamo looking for that first one, has to refract, does get the info, but it's not able to be played off of. Sentinels are reacting perfectly, and it's Leaf. They have to run through with the stingers. It seems like the only thing they can do is press W to get this to work, because Sentinels has the read left and right on these plays. John Cutie just stepping to the side as Zekin picks up another kill here.
And he can't run forward to get the kill because Bang just threw a perfect Paranoia, so they can't punish John Cutie who got caught.
The peaks left and right. They're just
140.
playing with their food here. The pop flash comes out. A great duck and cover by Trent, but it's still not enough.
When they're going to the dimensional drift.
Armageddon back, but they've hardly cleared sight with the util to get in for
Look at
G2.
that.
Narrate's just able to stand there. They do finally trade from tree. It's going to be a bit of chaos, and G2 thrive right now as they head to site, but the retake potential still there. John Cutie's knife. Zekin with full util.
This time no flash to John Cutie though.
That's right.
Pulse plan crossfire setup would be good, but now they're leaving Jogamo alone on site.
And this is the question. Is it just a post plant that they can't get through, or can SEN break apart G2 here?
That's such a big knife. They know now that there's 2 players playing towards main.
That's 2 kills, 1 on each side. Zelsis, however, is able to trade this and make it uneven. Trent, the one we were wondering about, is versus the 2 shooters for Sentinels here. Zelsis is going to be the first contact, and it's not going to be enough, but Zekin will!
Trent can stay in range to use his salvos to help the hit.
Jogamo start off this first blood. It's going to be Valen that actually gets Bang out of his anchor position. Something very hard. The spam goes through! And Zekin unknown again with the Phantom through the smoke. They give the site for a moment. Zekin checks the back. Oh, we didn't see him. But Trent did. And that could be the play as Trent makes this call.
He needs to find a timing, though. Has to go for the backstab. He's not going to play the salvos.
He missed.
Misses!
He missed. They found him and took him out! No, but it's going to be Jonah P. Can Jonah P save the round is the question. John Cutie comes up huge and it happens again! Be very careful about that as Sentinels start to move into the site. Narrate has broken the defensive line. Zelsis starts off with Trent, so they won't have that initiator utility to get back in. And that kind of activates G2 to move a little bit faster. It pays off for the moment, but will it pay off for the round win? Bang here versus Leaf. Making the noise. Leaf has a lockdown on his position because of that movement, but he gets the safety now as Leaf goes for the short peek and resets himself at the top of the site, following in the footsteps of Bang here to get a ghost.
Riker Classic to close the gap.
At 10-2, this is an incredibly pivotal pistol round here for G2 to win this. It is on Leaf, lower in HP, better in weaponry. Trying to get this final kill as he's gonna have to push soon to get that timing on the spike. Just right clicks coming out, and there's gonna be another one from Bang! They shut down G2 on the pistol! The exact amount of damage they need. Straightforward, Zekin tries to basically pull the Jogamo away. There's no smoke, there's no kill to be had there. Now the refract is right there, but it's still enough time for Leaf to capitalize on the window. The Stingers, how are they just too much for SEN every time?
And the wall was still up. It split the Sentinels push.
Seconds left. Fragment goes down. It's going to be Jonah P with a bit of utility out, for the rest of the squad is easily able in sight to thwart the rest of the members there of Sentinels. Narrate just on that lurk will be found by Valen. Maybe at this point, Jogamo feels like he needs to produce something too, with the first half being so difficult, being shut down by SEN. You just get that inkling where you want to make that impact, and he does. Drops second, and that's going to bring the heart rate up. The rest of the fire comes through, and it's going to be too much in mid as Jaw goes for another peek there.
He'll take that to start, though. A nice little saturate combination towards the fridge. Punishes two players there. No more dashes. No more salvo utility to open up the site. Now they have to work towards middle, and John Cutie starts things off well.
Hardly even saw him on that shot. John is feeling it right now. Almost look for another one. Sees the elbow. And this fight's just going to be a 1v1 by them as Zelsis goes down to Trent here on that push. So you played their pistol round. We know you're going to be lurking this late into the round, Zelsis.
Enemy remaining.
Man,
Down, B.
G2 just seem to have a lockdown here. Once they have early momentum in the round, so confident in these trades.
Oh, somehow made it alive without being stunned.
Saw him drop out.
Oh, you're so pinned.
Going here with mid, trying to destroy the wall. This time they won't find it. It looks like they're going to have to move on from here. Oh my gosh, Trent and Leaf just lay down Sentinels as they try to get into the site. There's a few more come through as they farm the low buy round here from SEN, and G2 look like they're going to grab 6. Quite a few ults will be online for the following rounds. Leaf's shear is out. Oh, it's out towards the right side of A this time.
Correct.
So they do have it working on that A main, which means they can keep focusing this mid, and they have the right idea.
And he's playing towards this area so that if there's a lot of pressure, he can actually throw the Razor Vines. Or the Vise ult, which is perfect here to saw some players down.
Narrate stubs his toe on the Armageddon. Walked right into that thinking it was going to be just soon enough that it left. John Cutie answers, but Jogamo hits the sliver shot. Not a chance for Zelsis to return that. Now they just search for John. Take him out.
Slightly forward up. Already Razor Vines playing counter.
Oh, Zekin in first. Been kind of quiet on these past few rounds here. Shut down by G2, but now awake here on round 19. And that null command is going to give them a good amount of space here to hit this round. A big lurk from Zelsis could get some tags on people, but I think his timing is already the same as John Cutie, so not really much a lurk anymore.
Oh, he got blinded too, could move in somehow.
Oh,
G2's turning it around.
The distraction, he jumps in, has the off, so he's not going to be providing too much unless he's up top on Heaven like that. And now it's the 3v2.
Oh
G2 are closing in on SEN, and that's a third one for Jogamo.
G2 towards this A site.
G2 are ready for the 1 minute take. There goes the smoke towards A main to already slow. Valen is prepped. The 0 point starts to come out. They actually attack. Zekin takes one down, but Jonah P answers with 2, and Tree is done. The pincer move is no longer there, and what's in sight has to hit like a brick. It does not.
Oh, the wall bang!
It does not. John Cutie coming up with 2. Sentinels feeling the pain on this one as they cannot get to the site with the spike. G2 just too strong.
30
Safety here
seconds
for
left.
John Cutie.
Oh, this is dangerous, though.
Oh, the shorty just on his right. Will he think to check it? Looks into sight first. That's 2 from Lee for the drive-by.
It's a nice wall for the post plant.
Oh, all 5 heaven? They are going to waterfall into sight. They got to be ready. The paranoia
my
comes
God.
out. Jogamo hits 1. Already able to just spread out onto heaven here. The trades are in favor of Sentinels to start. Jogamo can't find that position to jump in just yet. The door's broken, and they need that extra attack point. There it is. They draw the door focus. Beautifully done. They're working it all together. They find a way to do it.
And they're trying to add a fight into main again.
Valen and team pop flash out. They're going to get the win here onto Sentinels, and they're going for the throat. Sentinels get another buy, and they're going to just put that money back down into the gutter as G2 go for the throat again.
You have to escape with only 6 HP remaining on Bang. The best thing you can do right now for Sentinels at this point is to try to salvage these orbs.
Back, though, the operator's
Yeah.
going to be tough in that close spot.
The knife hit him. So they know he's towards that back. But they're wasting so much
They
time
gotta
for
take
Sentinels.
it.
Exactly. G2 could flood back in this fight.
There's one. There's no help for that.
Spike
One dry
down,
peek by
B.
Narrate to go in. A second one. They try to get a bit of util. The flash. Arcros goes down. Jogamo can't get another one. Sentinels finally dislodge him from the back of the site, but they don't know how close G2 is, and they're right on top of John Cutie.
And so much time's been wasted. Trent may have salvos very soon. As I mentioned, he just has it up. Here comes the flood back into the site.
Always in the iPad for him. Ready to attack. Flash goes over. Hide from Zekin keeps him safe. And he's the only one on stairs as Zelsis is trained on that lane side.
The only thing Sentinels has is his flash.
Flash turned.
1 enemy remaining.
And that's going to be another round. Sentinels! 4K for Bang, and that's what it takes to get them to game point. Side now, they've chosen correctly, but that only depends on how well Valen and Jonah P want to pop off here.
Valen still has a flash to delay, and Jonah could throw a knife and even Molly towards the tree.
30 seconds
1.
left.
Valen starts the pop off. The fuse is lit here for G2. With overtime on the horizon, they have 5 members to retake this site from just the 3 of Sentinels, and Zelsis makes it 4 members of G2. Oh, he gets back on the other side of the wall. Huge play. Definitely not going to expect this. Maybe the timing is reset for Jogamo now, but Zelsis goes for the deeper reset here. And now he knows the drop is there. Zekin answers with 1. They're looking to take the round. Only 2 kills away. 1 more. It's just going to be it. Bang gets the kill. That's 13 for Sen. The glow up from the young team. And Sen City is headed to Masters Toronto.
A beautiful fight for Sentinels in the last round. Taking all the rounds of regulation in order to qualify to Toronto. Converting a 3 versus 5. Facing the adversity, going into potentially overtime, but they shut down G2 at the right moment with the shining stars of Sentinels denying G2's easy track to qualify.